Welcome to Streaming News Network by Claude McDaniel. News without the hype and biased reporting. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. President Donald Trump has announced the nomination of Judge James Crowell to serve on the District of Columbia Court of Appeals, one of the highest courts in the nation's capital. In a statement, Trump praised Crowell as one of the top judges currently serving on the District of Columbia Superior Court. The president highlighted Crowell's extensive legal background, including previous service as a senior official within the Department of Justice and as chief of the Criminal Division in the United States Attorney's Office for Maryland. Crowell also brings a military background to the position, having served for many years as a member of the United States Army Reserve. If confirmed, Crowell would take on a key role in reviewing appeals and helping shape legal decisions affecting residents of Washington, District of Columbia. Trump said he believes Crowell will continue to promote public safety and uphold the rule of law in the nation's capital through his service on the District of Columbia Court of Appeals. The nomination will now move forward through the confirmation process. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. The Chicago Bears appear to be one step closer to a historic move that could take the franchise out of Illinois and into neighboring Indiana. According to reports, the team's board of directors has voted in favor of advancing plans for a proposed new stadium in Hammond, Indiana. The vote marks a significant milestone in the organization's efforts to establish a new home outside of Chicago. While final approval and additional work remain ahead, sources familiar with the process say the project is moving forward and would require an unexpected development to derail it. The Bears have called Soldier Field home for decades, making the potential relocation a major change for one of the National Football League's oldest and most recognizable franchises. If the move is ultimately completed, the Bears would become only the fourth National Football League team this century to relocate to a different state. Team officials have not yet announced a timeline for construction or a possible move date, but momentum appears to be building behind the Indiana Stadium proposal. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A family celebration in Southern California ended in unimaginable tragedy when authorities say a mother killed her husband, her two young children, and then herself inside their North Hills home. According to police, 30-year-old Maureen Basmajian fatally shot her husband, 31-year-old Kajog Basmajian, along with the couple's 2-year-old son, Alec, and their 6-day-old daughter, Ella, on the evening of May 27. Investigators say she then turned the gun on herself. Family members told reporters that the couple had been staying at a home connected to Kajog's parents after their own residence was reportedly burglarized twice in recent years. Relatives said the break-ins had left Maureen deeply concerned about safety. According to family members, Kajog had purchased a handgun for protection following the first burglary. Authorities say that same firearm was later used in the deadly incident. The heartbreaking case has stunned relatives, especially because it came just one day after the family gathered to celebrate the birth of baby Ella. Loved ones described an evening filled with food, music, and dancing as family members welcomed the newborn. Police continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A Northern Ontario man is celebrating a life-changing lottery win after receiving the news while standing on a ladder at work. Kevin Monjo has claimed the Thunder Bay 50/50 jackpot, worth more than $2,454,000 Canadian dollars, or roughly $1,766,000 US dollars. According to lottery officials, Monjo was on the job when he received a phone call from Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Foundation Chief Executive Officer Glenn Craig. Before revealing the winning amount, Craig reportedly asked Monjo to climb down from the ladder first to avoid any accidents after hearing the news. Once safely on the ground, Monjo learned he had become an instant millionaire. He said he immediately began shaking as the reality of the win sank in. The father of a 2-year-old daughter already knows how he plans to use much of the prize money. Monjo says he and his family are currently renting and hopes to build a new home, while carefully planning how to use the remaining funds. Officials say proceeds from the Thunder Bay 50/50 lottery help support medical equipment purchases and patient care programs at the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. 4 people, including 2 Ohio State employees, are facing federal charges in connection with an alleged Medicaid fraud scheme that prosecutors say siphoned approximately $30 million from programs intended to help children. According to federal authorities, the defendants submitted claims for behavioral health services and psychotherapy sessions that were never provided. Investigators allege the fraudulent claims targeted children and young adults participating in summer camps, church programs, and recreational activities. Prosecutors say participants were routinely diagnosed with the same behavioral adjustment disorder without proper testing, allowing Medicaid claims to be filed for services that allegedly never occurred. Authorities claim taxpayer funds meant for children's care were instead used to purchase luxury assets, including 14 high-end vehicles. Among the cars seized were a Bentley, a Maserati, and a McLaren. Investigators also confiscated approximately $469,000 from bank accounts linked to the suspects. The case comes as the Department of Justice expands its efforts to combat healthcare fraud. Officials recently announced a new data-sharing agreement with Ohio's Secretary of State aimed at identifying hidden ownership connections within suspected fraud networks. The investigation remains ongoing. This is Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network. Los Angeles mayoral candidate Spencer Pratt is raising concerns about the pace of ballot counting after his lead in the city's primary election narrowed significantly following the latest release of vote totals. Pratt, a former reality television personality, saw his advantage over challenger Nithya Raman shrink to just over 7,000 votes after previously leading by more than 20,000. Election officials reported that approximately 78% of ballots had been counted as of Saturday. In a social media post, Pratt expressed frustration with the counting process as outstanding ballots continued to be processed. The developments come amid increased scrutiny of California's election system. Federal officials recently confirmed that multiple election-related investigations are underway in coordination with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Authorities have also announced efforts to conduct a review of California voter rolls. A federal prosecutor visited the Los Angeles County ballot processing facility on Friday, and officials are encouraging members of the public to report any suspected election fraud. Meanwhile, attention remains focused on Los Angeles County's ballot counting operation, where hundreds of thousands of ballots are still awaiting processing. Questions have also been raised about the lengthy count as several local races remain undecided. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Tensions surrounding the upcoming FIFA World Cup have intensified after Iranian officials claimed that members of the nation's football delegation have been denied visas to enter the United States. According to Iranian representatives, players on the national team have been granted entry permits for tournament matches but will be required to arrive and depart the United States on the same day as each game. Iran's squad is currently based in Mexico and is expected to travel into the United States for its matches before immediately returning. United States officials confirmed that visas have been issued to all players and what they described as necessary support staff. However, Iranian officials allege that a significant number of managerial personnel, executive staff, and technical advisors were denied entry. Iran has accused the United States of allowing politics to interfere with international sports, while American officials maintain that security considerations remain a priority. The dispute comes just days before Iran begins World Cup play against New Zealand in California. The team is also scheduled to face Belgium and Egypt during group stage competition. The situation highlights the diplomatic challenges surrounding one of the world's largest sporting events as teams from across the globe gather for competition. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Political comments by several high-profile musicians are drawing renewed debate over the role of entertainers in public discourse and how audiences respond when politics enters the concert stage. The discussion intensified after reports that Black Crowes frontman Chris Robinson criticized fans chanting USA during a recent Florida concert, prompting a mixed reaction from audience members. Some reportedly booed while others left the venue. Meanwhile, rock legend Bruce Springsteen has also faced criticism from some fans following a series of remarks about the political climate in the United States during his current tour. Springsteen has been outspoken in his opposition to President Donald Trump and has repeatedly addressed political issues during recent performances. Public relations experts say the reaction reflects a broader frustration among some concertgoers who feel they are being lectured rather than entertained. Others argue that artists have long used their platforms to express personal and political views. The controversy highlights an ongoing debate over free expression, celebrity influence, and whether audiences expect political commentary when attending live entertainment events. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. A new firearms law set to take effect in Virginia on July 1 is fueling a surge in gun purchases and sparking opposition from several local officials who say they do not intend to enforce the measure. Governor Abigail Spanberger recently signed legislation banning the sale and manufacture of certain semi-automatic firearms. The law is already facing legal challenges from gun rights organizations, with court battles expected to continue after the ban takes effect. According to Federal Bureau of Investigation data, Virginia recorded more than 75,000 firearm background checks in May, more than double the number reported during the same month last year. So far this year, the state has logged more than 347,000 background checks. Meanwhile, prosecutors and law enforcement officials in several Virginia jurisdictions have publicly questioned the law's constitutionality. Officials in Spotsylvania and Pulaski counties have stated they will not pursue cases against otherwise law-abiding citizens based solely on the new restrictions. The sheriffs of Hanover and Louisa counties have also indicated they do not plan to actively enforce the law while constitutional challenges remain pending in the courts. The debate is expected to continue as the July 1 implementation date approaches.
Thank you for listening to Streaming News Network videos and shorts. Please like and subscribe to our news channel.